Friends, fellow travelers on this incredible journey of life, welcome. I am absolutely thrilled to introduce you to Unlock Personal Freedom, Master the 4 Ancient Wisdom Codes. For years, I've had the privilege of connecting with individuals from all walks of life, each striving for something more, greater fulfillment, deeper connections, and genuine inner peace. And what I've discovered is that the key to unlocking this potential lies within us, waiting to be discovered and embraced. This book is not just another self-help guide. It's a roadmap to reclaiming your authentic self and living a life of purpose and joy. We often find ourselves trapped in patterns of thought and behavior that limit our potential and create unnecessary suffering. We carry burdens of the past, anxieties about the future, and the constant nagging feeling that we're not good enough. But what if I told you there's a way to break free from these self-imposed prisons? What if you could rewrite your story and live a life guided by wisdom, compassion, and unwavering self-belief? That's precisely what Unlock Personal Freedom will help you achieve. Within these pages, we'll explore 4 profound yet simple principles, ancient wisdom codes, that, when applied to your daily life, can transform your relationships, your work, and your overall sense of well-being. These are not abstract concepts but powerful tools you can use immediately to create positive change. Each chapter will delve into one of these codes, offering practical examples and actionable steps to help you integrate it into your life. What benefits can you expect from embarking on this journey? You'll learn to uncover and release limiting beliefs that are holding you back from reaching your full potential. Develop stronger and more authentic relationships based on honesty, respect, and mutual understanding. Cultivate a deep sense of self-worth and confidence, empowering you to pursue your dreams without hesitation. Navigate challenges with greater resilience and grace, turning obstacles into opportunities for growth. Live with greater awareness and intention, making choices that align with your values and purpose. Experience more joy, peace, and fulfillment in every aspect of your life. This book is for anyone who is ready to take responsibility for their own happiness and create a life that is truly their own. It's for the seeker, the dreamer, the individual who knows that there's more to life than what they're currently experiencing. So, are you ready to unlock your personal freedom and embrace the extraordinary potential that lies within you? Let's begin. Chapter 1. The Cage We Build, Understanding Self-Imprisonment. We often talk about freedom as something external, a right to be fought for, a boundary to be defended. But what about the freedom within? The kind that's stolen not by oppressors, but by ourselves. Think of it this way. Imagine a beautiful, strong elephant, tethered to a small wooden stake. It could easily uproot the stake, roam free, explore the vastness around it. But it doesn't. Why? Because from a young age, it was trained to believe that stake holds it captive. A belief rooted so deeply, it never questions it. We are often like that elephant. We build our own mental and emotional cages, brick by brick, using the mortar of limiting beliefs and the bars of self-doubt. These cages might appear solid, impenetrable, but in reality, they are often fragile constructions, easily dismantled with awareness and intention. What are these bricks? They are the negative self-talk that whispers, "You're not good enough." The fear of failure that paralyzes us before we even begin. The stories we tell ourselves about what we can and cannot achieve, often based on past experiences or the opinions of others. For example, a talented young woman wants to showcase her artwork, but a voice inside her head keeps saying, "No one will like it. It's not good enough. You'll just be embarrassed." So she keeps her art hidden, a prisoner of her own insecurities. That's a cage, isn't it? Recognizing this self-imprisonment is the first step to freedom. Before we can break free, we must acknowledge the existence of the cage itself and identify the beliefs that hold us captive. It's about questioning those deeply ingrained assumptions, challenging the narratives that limit our potential, and realizing that the key to our freedom is often in our own hands. This book is your guide to unlocking the potential and stepping out of the cage you never needed in the first place. Chapter 2. Wisdom Code 1. Speak with truthfulness and kindness. Our words are powerful, incredibly powerful. They can build bridges or burn them to ashes. They can heal wounds or inflict them. This first wisdom code is simple, yet profound. Speak with truthfulness and kindness. It's about choosing words that are honest, but delivered with compassion. Truthfulness, of course, demands honesty. It means stating things as they are, without exaggeration or deception. It's about being authentic and genuine in your communication. But truth without kindness can be brutal. Imagine a friend asks you for feedback on a project, and you respond, "It's terrible. The worst thing I've ever seen." That's honest, perhaps, but devastatingly unkind. Kindness, on the other hand, softens the blow, creating space for understanding and growth. The same feedback, delivered with kindness, might sound like this: "I see a lot of potential here. There are a few areas that could be improved, perhaps focusing on the structure and clearer use of color. I'm happy to brainstorm with you." See the difference? Truth remains, but it's delivered with empathy and a willingness to help. This wisdom code applies not only to our interactions with others but also to our internal dialogue. How often do you criticize yourself harshly? Do you berate yourself for mistakes, calling yourself names and dwelling on failures? Speaking truthfully and kindly to yourself means acknowledging your flaws and imperfections, but also celebrating your strengths and offering yourself compassion. It's about saying, "Okay, I made a mistake. What can I learn from it? How can I do better next time?" Instead of spiraling into self-loathing. A young man, let's call him John, was struggling with a fear of public speaking. He would become incredibly nervous before presentations, and his internal monologue was relentlessly negative. "You're going to mess up," he'd tell himself. "Everyone will laugh at you." One day, he decided to try a different approach. He started practicing truthful and kind self-talk. "Okay, John," he'd say. "You're nervous, and that's okay. You've prepared well, you know your material, and even if you stumble, it's not the end of the world. Just breathe and do your best." The shift was remarkable. He still felt nervous, but his fear was no longer paralyzing. He was able to approach presentations with more confidence and resilience, and his performance improved significantly. Truthfulness and kindness, practiced consistently, will transform your relationships, enhance your self-worth, and allow you to connect with the world in a more meaningful way. Chapter 3: The Ripple Effect: How Your Words Shape Your World. Imagine dropping a pebble into a still lake. That single, small action creates ripples that spread outwards, touching everything on the surface. Your words are like that pebble. Each one sends out ripples, impacting not only yourself but also the people and situations around you. Think about a time someone said something kind to you. How did it make you feel? Warm, supported? That's the positive ripple effect in action. Now, consider the opposite. A harsh word, a critical comment, even if unintentional, it can linger, creating feelings of hurt, anger, or self-doubt. We often underestimate the power of our words, especially our self-talk. If you constantly tell yourself, "I'm not good enough," or "I can't do this," those negative affirmations become your reality. They erode your confidence and limit your potential because you start believing them. It's like poisoning the well from which you drink. But the good news is, you have the power to choose your words and intentionally create positive ripples. Instead of dwelling on shortcomings, try focusing on your strengths and progress. Replace "I can't" with "I will learn how to." Instead of "I always fail," try "I'm improving with each attempt." Little shifts in language can lead to monumental shifts in self-perception. And what about when interacting with others? One of the most damaging forms of negative ripples is gossip. It's easy to get caught up in talking about others, especially when emotions are high, but gossip breeds negativity and distrust. It damages relationships and creates a toxic environment. Instead of engaging in gossip, consciously choose to speak with kindness and empathy. Offer words of encouragement, express appreciation, and practice active listening. These simple acts can have a profound impact, strengthening bonds and fostering a more positive world around you. For example, Instead of criticizing a colleague's presentation privately with a peer, perhaps offer constructive feedback directly to the colleague in a kind and supportive manner. This promotes understanding and helps the other person grow, creating a positive ripple effect within the team. By becoming more aware of the ripple effect of your words, you can harness their power to shape your reality and create a more positive, fulfilling life for yourself and those around you. Remember, every word you speak is a seed you plant. Choose wisely, and watch your world blossom. Chapter 4, Wisdom Code 2, Don't take things personally, or internalize noise. Friends, how often do we feel like puppets, dancing to the tune of others' opinions? Someone makes a comment, a facial expression, and suddenly, our entire day is thrown off course. We replay the moment in our heads, dissecting every word, searching for hidden meanings or criticisms. This, my friends, is taking things personally. The truth is, what others say and do is almost always about them, not you. Their words are filtered through their own experiences, beliefs, insecurities, and pain. When someone is rude, it might be because they had a terrible morning, they're facing challenges you know nothing about, or simply because they're unhappy with themselves. Imagine this: a colleague, let's call her Rose, doesn't acknowledge your greeting in the hallway. Your immediate thought might be, she's ignoring me. She must not like me. Did I do something wrong? You spend the rest of the day worrying, analyzing, and feeling self-conscious. Now, consider an alternative perspective. Perhaps Rose was preoccupied with a pressing deadline, or maybe she had a personal issue weighing on her mind. Maybe she genuinely didn't see you. Her actions, in reality, had little to do with you and everything to do with her own internal world. When we take things personally, we are essentially agreeing with someone else's opinion of us, often a negative one. We are handing over our power and allowing external forces to dictate our emotional state. That is why, my friends, detaching from external opinions and judgments is critical for developing emotional resilience that will give you the inner peace. Practice asking yourselves, is this really about me? Is this rooted in their biases or projections, and is it based on facts? Developing emotional boundaries here will allow you to let go of what other people think and construct an impenetrable shield around your peace of mind. This isn't about becoming indifferent or uncaring. It's about understanding that you are the author of your own story. You get to decide what to believe about yourself, and you don't need anyone else's permission to be happy and confident. Remember this wisdom code: don't take things personally. Embrace the freedom that comes from choosing your own truth. Chapter 5, The Immunity Shield, Constructing Emotional Boundaries. Think of emotional boundaries like invisible fences around your garden. They protect the precious flowers of your feelings, your self-worth, and your energy from being trampled on by others. In the last chapter, we learned to deflect negativity. Now, we're going to build the walls that stop it from getting in the first place. Imagine a friend, let's call her Amy, is constantly complaining about her job. At first, you're supportive, offering advice and a listening ear. But after weeks, it becomes draining. You find yourself dreading her calls, feeling burdened by her negativity. This is a sign that your emotional boundaries are weak or non-existent. You're absorbing her feelings, letting them affect your own well-being. So, how do we construct this immunity shield? 1. Recognize your limits. Know what you can and can't handle. What topics drain you? What behaviors make you uncomfortable? What kind of people leave you totally exhausted? Identifying these triggers is the first step. Start paying attention. 2. Communicate clearly and kindly. Express your needs assertively but respectfully. For example, with Amy, you could say, I care about you, but I'm finding it hard to listen to so much negativity about your job right now. Can we talk about something else? Setting a boundary doesn't need to start a fight. 3. Practice saying, no is a complete sentence. You don't always need to justify your decisions. If someone asks you for a favor you can't or don't want to do, simply say, thank you for thinking of me, but I can't commit to that right now. It takes practice, but it's incredibly liberating. 4. Create physical and mental space. Sometimes, the best way to protect your energy is to create distance. This might mean limiting time spent with certain individuals, or mentally distancing yourself during difficult conversations by imagining yourself in a safe, calm place. 5. Reinforce your boundaries consistently. Boundaries are like muscles, they need to be exercised. People will test them. Be prepared to gently but firmly remind them of your limits. Don't back down just because it feels uncomfortable. Building emotional boundaries is not about being selfish or unkind. It's about self-preservation and creating healthy relationships. When you protect your emotional well-being, you have more energy and capacity to be truly present and supportive to those you care about and for yourself. Think of it as ensuring you have enough fuel in your own tank before you can help others on their journey. You deserve this protection. Chapter 6, Wisdom Code 3. Always ask the important questions. Friends, how often do we simply accept information? We hear it on the news, read it in a post, or even hear it from a trusted friend, and we just absorb it. Wisdom Code 3 is about becoming active participants in our own understanding. It's about cultivating a mind that questions, analyzes, and seeks deeper meaning. It's about critical thinking. Think about it. From a young age, we're often told what to think, not how to think. We're fed narratives, expectations, and truths, without being encouraged to examine them ourselves. Now, this doesn't mean we need to become cynical and distrust everything. It means developing a healthy skepticism, a curiosity that pushes us to dig beneath the surface. Let's consider an example. Imagine a young woman, Anna, who reads an article claiming that all successful entrepreneurs work 80-hour weeks. Anna interprets this as, if I don't work 80 hours, I'll never be successful. Instead of accepting this at face value, Anna should ask important questions. Is this article based on solid research, or just anecdotal evidence? What does success mean to me? Is it purely financial, or does it include personal well-being and time with loved ones? Are there successful entrepreneurs who prioritize work-life balance? What strategies can I implement to work smart, not just hard? By asking these questions, Anna can challenge the initial assumption and create a definition of success, and the path towards it, that align to her own value and circumstance. Questioning also involves recognizing biases. We all have them. Our experiences, beliefs, and cultural backgrounds shape how we perceive the world. Being aware of our own biases helps us to approach information more objectively. This code isn't about being right all the time. It's about being open to learning, being willing to change our minds, and empowering ourselves to make informed decisions. It's about taking responsibility for our own understanding of the world, and not blindly accepting everything we're told. It is about filtering information through the lens of your own values and wisdom. Always ask, always seek, and always grow. Chapter 7, Beyond Blind Belief, Making Conscious Choices. We often inherit beliefs, like hand-me-down clothes that don't quite fit. These beliefs, passed down from family, society, or even the media, can shape our perceptions and guide our actions, without us ever truly questioning them. Living consciously means moving beyond this blind acceptance. It's about recognizing that you have the power to choose what you believe, not simply accepting what's been given to you. This is where critical thinking comes in. Imagine a young boy named David, who was always told that art was not a real career and that he needed to pursue something practical, like engineering. He grew up believing this, pushing down his artistic inclinations and enrolling in engineering classes. He was good at it, but he felt empty. One day, facing the prospect of a joyless career, David decided to ask himself the important questions. What truly makes me happy? What am I passionate about? What am I good at? He started sketching again, attending art workshops, and discovered a whole new world that ignited his soul. Engineering was practical, but art was what made him alive. David's story illustrates the power of conscious choice. He challenged the beliefs he had passively accepted and chose a path that resonated with his inner truth. Making conscious choices requires courage. It means challenging the status quo, potentially disappointing others, and taking responsibility for your own life. But the rewards are immense. A life lived with intention, purpose, and genuine fulfillment. It is about freeing yourself from the cage of other people's expectations and choosing a path made by you. Start asking yourself difficult questions. Question your assumptions. Seek information from diverse sources. Be willing to change your mind. This is the path to becoming the author of your own life, making conscious choices every step of the way. Remember, you are the architect of your beliefs. Build them wisely. Chapter 8, Wisdom Code 4, Always do your best, and let go of perfection. We've talked about speaking truthfully, not taking things personally, and asking questions. Now, we arrive at perhaps the most challenging and liberating code of all: always do your best, and let go of perfection. What does this really mean? It doesn't mean become lazy or stop trying. It means understanding that your best varies from day to day, from moment to moment. Your best, when you're feeling energized and healthy, is going to look vastly different than your best when you're tired or facing a difficult situation. Imagine you're training for a marathon. On a good day, you might run 10 miles with ease. But then, one day, fatigue hits you like a wall after 2 miles. Do you berate yourself? Do you give up entirely? No. Doing your best that day means acknowledging your limitations and perhaps walking part of the way, or even cutting the run short, but still focusing on stretching and taking care of your body. Doing your best is adapting to your current reality. Perfection, on the other hand, is a cruel and unattainable master. It whispers insidious lies. You're not good enough. You need to do better. Everyone else is succeeding. Why aren't you? Chasing perfection leads to burnout, self-doubt, and a deep sense of inadequacy and constant comparison. Instead of aiming for some unrealistic ideal, focus on progress. Celebrate the small victories. Each step forward, no matter how small, is a testament to your effort and dedication. Be kind to yourself when you stumble. Treat yourself with the same compassion you would offer a friend. Remember, flaws are not failures. They are opportunities for growth and learning. Embrace them as part of your unique journey. Let go of the need to be flawless and embrace the freedom of simply doing your best, whatever that may look like in any given moment. This acceptance is where true peace and power are found. Chapter 9, The Power of Enough, Finding Contentment in Effort. Friends, how many times have you pushed yourselves to the brink, striving for an impossible ideal? The quest for perfection. It's a seductive trap, baited with the promise of ultimate success, but it often delivers burnout and disappointment. Consider this. A young artist, let's call him David, dedicates weeks to a single painting. He obsesses over every brushstroke, every shade. He feels a constant gnawing dissatisfaction, convinced that it's not quite good enough. He misses social gatherings, neglects his sleep, and isolates himself searching for perfection. Eventually, he finishes. Exhausted and emotionally drained, he presents his painting, only to be met with polite, but not effusive, praise. He feels crushed. All that time, effort, and sacrifice, and still, he fell short, in his eyes, at least. David's story is not unique. Perfectionism breeds anxiety and steals joy. It makes us chase a mirage, forever out of reach. The key is to embrace enough. Enough isn't about mediocrity. Enough is about recognizing the value of your effort, celebrating progress, and learning to be present in the journey, not just obsessed with the destination. Think of it this way: you're baking a cake. You follow the recipe, measure carefully, and bake according to instructions. The cake might not be perfect, maybe it has a slight crack or the frosting is a little uneven, but it tastes delicious, it nourishes those who eat it, and it brings joy. Was the effort worthwhile despite the imperfections? Absolutely. Enough means setting realistic goals, understanding your limitations, and accepting that growth is a process, not a destination. It's about recognizing that your worth is not tied to flawless execution. It's about appreciating the learning, the skills honed, and the resilience gained along the way. So, next time you find yourself trapped in the pursuit of perfection, pause. Ask yourself, am I doing my best? And if the answer is yes, then embrace the power of enough. Find contentment in your effort, celebrate your progress, and allow yourself to enjoy the journey. That's where true fulfillment lies. Chapter 10. Overcoming Limiting Beliefs with the Wisdom Codes. We all carry invisible burdens, beliefs about ourselves and the world that hold us back. I'm not good enough. I'll never succeed. These are the whispers of our limiting beliefs. The 4 wisdom codes are not just guidelines, they are tools to dismantle these cages. How? Let's explore. Speak with truthfulness and kindness. Limiting beliefs thrive in darkness. When you voice them, you bring them into the light. The key is to do so with kindness to yourself. Instead of attacking yourself for believing, I'm not creative, rephrase it with compassion and truthfulness. I haven't explored my creative side fully yet. This small shift creates space for possibility. Don't take things personally. Often, limiting beliefs are reinforced by external noise. Someone makes a critical comment, and you internalize it as proof that you're inadequate. But the wisdom code reminds us that their words say more about them than about you. It is their opinion and not a universal fact. Letting it slide helps you protect you from external factors imposing limitations on you. Always ask the important questions. This is the power of self-awareness. Question your limiting beliefs. Where did they come from? Is there evidence to support them now? Often, these beliefs are based on outdated experiences or the opinions of others. Challenging the foundation crumbles the belief itself. For instance, I'm bad at public speaking. Ask yourself when you last spoke in public and what went wrong. Was it truly a disaster, or just a nerve-wracking experience? Always do your best. Perfectionism fuels limiting beliefs. When you strive for unattainable standards, you constantly fall short, reinforcing the idea that you're not good enough. This wisdom code reminds us that your best is enough. Doing your best means giving your full effort in the present moment and learning from any setbacks, without self-judgment. This consistent effort builds confidence and chips away at the belief of inadequacy. The 4 wisdom codes, working together, are a powerful system for overcoming limiting beliefs. They foster self-awareness, challenge negative narratives, and empower you to create a new story, one where you are capable, worthy, and free. Start today. Chapter 11. Relationships Reimagined, Applying the Codes to Connection. Relationships, the very essence of our human experience. They can bring unparalleled joy, but also deep pain. Often, the source of the pain isn't malicious intent, but rather a misapplication of communication, expectations, and interpretations. That's where our wisdom codes come into play, transforming how we connect with others. Remember Code 1. Speak with truthfulness and kindness. Applied to relationships, this means radical honesty tempered with empathy. Imagine a friend, let's call him John, is constantly late. Instead of passive-aggressive comments or bottling up frustration, you might say, "John, I value our time together, and when you're late, it makes me feel like my time isn't as important. Can we explore ways to manage our schedules better?" See the difference. Truthful, but kind. Code 2. Don't take things personally, or internalize noise. This is relationship gold. Your partner seems distant. Instead of assuming it's something you did, remember they might be dealing with work stress, a family issue, or simply needing some quiet time. In situations like this, ask question without jumping to conclusion. Their reactions can be about a multitude of their emotions, insecurities, ego or perspectives, and most likely not about you. Code 3. Always ask the important questions. Misunderstandings breed in the silence of assumptions. Before reacting or judging, clarify. I noticed you seemed quiet tonight. Is everything all right? I understand your perspective, but I'm not clear on why you did that. Could you explain further? These questions open avenues for understanding and prevent needless conflict. And finally, Code 4. Always do your best, and let go of perfection. No one is perfect, and neither are our relationships. Striving for perfection creates unrealistic expectations, leading to disappointment and resentment. Focus on doing your best in the relationship, being present, communicating honestly, and showing love and support, and forgive yourself and your partner for inevitable mistakes. These codes aren't magic wands, but they are powerful tools. By consciously applying them, we can create relationships based on trust, understanding, and genuine connection. You will find yourself communicating more effectively, resolving conflicts with greater ease, and experiencing the joy of truly being seen and heard for who you are. Chapter 12: The Art of Forgiveness. Releasing the Past, Embracing Freedom. Friends, how many of you are carrying a backpack filled with rocks? Each rock represents a hurt, a resentment, a past wrong. It feels heavy, doesn't it? That's the burden of unforgiveness. Forgiveness isn't about excusing someone's behavior. It's not saying what they did was okay. Forgiveness is about freeing yourself from the toxic grip of anger and resentment. It's about cutting the chains that bind you to the past. Think of it like this: you are holding onto a burning coal, hoping to throw it at the person who wronged you. But who gets burned? You do. Forgiveness is dropping the coal. It's letting go of the pain so you can heal. Let's imagine a young artist, very passionate about painting, entered a painting in the local competition with great hope. Unfortunately, the painting was ridiculed by one of the judges. The artist felt very humiliated and could not paint for several years because of this incident. Later, the artist realized by holding the unforgiveness to the judge, they were not punishing the judge but instead punishing themselves and their talent. They forgave the judge, picked up their brush again, and went on to achieve great success. Forgiveness starts with self-compassion. We often hold ourselves to impossible standards, beating ourselves up for mistakes made long ago. Learn to forgive your past self. You did the best you could with what you knew at the time. Here are some practical steps to begin the process of forgiveness. Acknowledge your pain. Don't suppress your feelings. Allow yourself to feel the hurt, anger, and sadness. Understand the other person's perspective. This doesn't mean you agree with their actions, but try to understand what might have motivated them. Were they hurting? Were they acting out of fear? Write a letter, but don't send it. Pour out all your feelings in a letter to the person you need to forgive. Don't censor yourself. Get it all out. Then, destroy the letter. This is for your healing, not for them. Focus on the present. The past is gone. You can't change it. Focus on what you can control: your thoughts, your actions, and your future. Practice gratitude. Shifting your focus to the good things in your life can help you release negativity. Choose forgiveness. Forgiveness is a conscious decision. It's a choice you make, day after day, until it becomes a habit. Forgiveness is not a one-time event. It's a process. There will be days when the old wounds resurface. Be patient with yourself. Keep choosing forgiveness, and with each step, you'll feel lighter, freer, and more empowered. Remember, forgiveness is not a gift you give to someone else. It's a gift you give to yourself. Chapter 13: Living Authentically. Aligning actions with your true self. For years, you might have felt like you're wearing someone else's clothes. Clothes that are too tight, too itchy, or simply don't reflect who you are. That's what happens when we're not living authentically. We're performing a role, not being our true selves. Living authentically means aligning what you do with what you believe. It's about making choices that resonate with your core values, your passions, and your deepest desires. It's about dropping the masks and showing the world, and most importantly, yourself, who you truly are. Think about why you make the choices you make. Do you choose a certain career path because it's what your family expects? Do you stay in a relationship even though it doesn't bring you joy, because you fear being alone? Often, we act out of obligation, fear, or societal pressure, not from genuine desire. So, how do you unlock your authentic self? First, identify your values. What's truly important to you? Is it honesty, creativity, kindness, family? Write them down. Next, examine your actions. Are your daily choices reflecting these values? If not, where is the disconnect? For example, Mark values creativity but spends all his time in a data entry job that stifles his imagination. His authentic self craves artistic expression, but his fear of financial instability keeps him stuck. Exercise. Choose one area of your life where you feel misaligned: work, relationships, hobbies. Write down your top 3 values. Then, honestly assess how well this area reflects those values. If there's a significant gap, brainstorm small, actionable steps you can take to move closer to alignment. Maybe Mark can volunteer for a community art project on weekends to infuse more creativity in his life. It's not about making drastic, overnight changes. It's about consistently choosing actions that honor your true self, one small step at a time. It's about having the courage to be vulnerable, to show your imperfections, and to embrace your unique strengths. When you live authentically, you radiate a magnetic energy that attracts genuine connections and opens doors to fulfilling opportunities. You become the architect of your own joyful and meaningful life. Chapter 14: Building a Life of Purpose, the Legacy You Leave Behind. My friends, we've journeyed far, haven't we? We've dismantled the cages we built ourselves, armed ourselves with wisdom, and learned to navigate the world with newfound clarity. But what's a ship without a destination? That's where purpose comes in. It's the star guiding your ship to its most fulfilling harbor. Purpose isn't some grand, unattainable thing reserved for heroes and icons. It's simply the answer to the question, how can I contribute my unique gifts to make the world a little brighter? And guess what? You already have unique gifts. The wisdom codes we've learned are your compass and map in discovering this purpose. First, speak with truthfulness and kindness. Your purpose must resonate with your true self. Are you passionate about animals? Are you a fantastic cook? Are you a natural listener? Identify those truths within you. Use your words to articulate your passions and then use them to act on them. Volunteer at an animal shelter. Teach neighborhood kids how to bake. Offer a listening ear to a friend in need. Second, don't take things personally. Not everyone will understand or support your purpose. Maybe someone will be cynical about your baking class, or think walking rescue dogs is a waste of time. Don't let their negativity derail you. Your purpose is for you, and the people you impact positively. Their opinion doesn't define your worth or the value of your contribution. Third, always ask the important questions. Continuously question your path. Is what you're doing still fulfilling? Is it still aligned with your values? Maybe your purpose will evolve over time, and that's perfectly okay. Maybe teaching baking isn't your passion but helping others set up a business is. Question, adapt, and keep growing. Fourth, always do your best. Your best will vary from day to day. Some days, your best might be researching non-profits for an hour. Other days, it's spending all afternoon organizing a charity event. Don't strive for perfection. Strive for consistent effort. Focus on the intention, not the outcome. Your legacy isn't about becoming famous or accumulating wealth. It's about the positive ripple effect you create in the lives of others. It is about the love you spread, the kindness you offer, and the difference, big or small, you have made. Embrace the wisdom codes. Use them as your guide to live with a purpose. Your most meaningful life and what you leave behind will be a reflection of that purpose. Chapter 15. The journey continues, integrating and sustaining your freedom. My friends, we have reached the end of this book, but this is not an ending. It is a beginning. The beginning of a new chapter, one written not with ink, but with your actions, your choices, and your very being. This is about integrating the 4 wisdom codes into the fabric of your daily life. Think of it like learning to ride a bicycle. You don't master it by reading a book. You master it by getting on, wobbling, falling, and getting back on again. Integrating these wisdom codes is similar. You will stumble. You will forget. There will be days when you slip back into old patterns. That's okay. Be kind to yourself. The key is to recognize the slip and gently guide yourself back. How do we sustain this? First, practice, practice, practice. Consciously apply the codes in small, everyday situations. When faced with a difficult conversation, Remember to speak with truthfulness and kindness. When criticism stings, remind yourself not to take things personally. When overwhelmed by choices, ask the important questions. And in everything you do, strive to do your best, releasing the need for perfection. Second, build a support system. Share these codes with friends, family, or colleagues. Discuss your challenges and celebrate your successes. Accountability partners can provide encouragement and help you stay on track. Third, be patient. Change takes time. There will be days when you feel like you're making no progress, but trust the process. With consistent effort, these codes will become second nature. Fourth and final thing, embrace the journey. This is not a destination but a process of continuous learning and growth. There will be challenges, setbacks, and moments of doubt, but each obstacle is an opportunity to strengthen your resolve and deepen your understanding of the wisdom codes. Remember a wise woman, she felt completely lost after losing her job. But instead of dwelling on it and blaming herself, she remembered the first code. Speak the truth with kindness, and the second, don't take things personally. So, she spoke kindly to herself, recognizing that losing a job doesn't define her worth. She didn't internalize it as a personal failure. The journey towards freedom is a lifelong adventure. It's a process of peeling back the layers of conditioning, limiting beliefs, and self-imposed cages. It's a process of discovering your true self and living a life aligned with your values. So, take the wisdom codes with you. Let them be your guide, your compass, and your source of strength. Step boldly into the future, knowing that you have the power to create a life of freedom, purpose, and joy. The journey continues, and I have unwavering faith in your ability to embrace it fully.